Hello, rejects and scrufftards. Welcome to Warzone. I'm Scruffy, and this is Scruffy Tales. And this is going to be a short one, taking a quick look at the objectives, what Ukraine and Russia is currently after in Kursk, with their as they are pushing hard into enemy territory. Uh, and I will be repeating what I've said in a couple of videos because I just discovered a feature that I wanted to try out. So now you're gonna get moving images. Oh my God! Steadily advancing and going more technical doing YouTube. Not sure if I will rely on. I might. If I, yeah, it was kind of fun to be honest. So I might use this some more. Anyway, I'm rambling as I'm always rambling. So let's get on to the moving parts. Right. This is, I think, the third time I'm trying to get this to work. Uh, Forgot to turn on the mouse icon, and the kids waking up and walking around in the background. And anyway, so I discovered this feature and I want to try it out. So we're going to take a look at Kursk and what I've been talking about in a couple of videos, but using this new feature, this feature I just realized was a thing. So Andrew Perpetual map, Kursk incursion, where Ukraine has pushed in. Let's zoom in a bit. And so we're going to be talking about what the Russians are doing and what the Ukrainians are doing. And like I said, I made a couple of videos about it, but I want to try this feature. It's not a new feature, it's new to me. Anyway, god damn it, moving on. Koronevo, Russia made a push south along the highway, took everyone by surprise, armored push, grabbed Snagost, forced the Ukrainians to abandon positions right next to the river because they were being outflanked. And if we take a look at other maps, ISW, Noel reports, Deep State, we can clearly see that Russia has left Snagost and pushed east, south of the high ground, along the river, heading for this town. And according to the other mappers, they are at this town. And why are they doing this? Well, Russia wants this junction here, this intersection, and the town next to it. But this intersection here, the junction, is the important part because this is the only supply route leading into this section here, supplying the Ukrainians up in this area. Because if you zoom in, I mean, you have some country roads here and there, dirt roads, but nothing really major. So if you cut the supplies here, the Ukrainians up here are in real trouble. And then they will not be able to hold on to these positions, especially if Russia makes an effort to push in from the north. So if Russia pushes through and grabs this intersection, there's a real possibility that Ukraine will be forced to abandon positions up here in the north. We are receiving reports that Russia is currently struggling in this town. We'll see if that's true or not, but at least this is what Russia is after. If they succeed, different matter, but that's the whole point of this big push following the highway. It is a bold move by Russia, I have to say, and this is maneuver warfare, outflank, enforce, striking, uh, piercing enemy lines, and forcing the enemy back as you continue to push until you reach a vital objective that in the end will affect a large section of the front line. So that's what the Russians are after. Moving on to what the Ukrainians are doing at Glyshkovo. They pushed in here, according to Noel reports. Ukraine has grabbed this entire town here, and they are roughly some 5, 6, or 7 kilometers from Glyshkovo itself. And as you can see here, you have a highway from this town leading all the way to Glyshkovo. So if the Ukrainians are quick about it, They should be able to move along this highway to threaten Glushkovo. Uh, and why did they choose this point? Well, this area here was apparently undefended, so they moved in troops to this town and then attacked this way. If we, what? Come on, here we go. Uh, so Pavlivka and into Novyu Put, and they pushed through some dragon teeth, pushed through some minefields, reached the highway here, and made a move up to Veseloye. And according to ISW and according to Noel reports, Veseloye is in Ukrainian control, and they are now 5 or 6 kilometers from Glushkovo. There's also another reason beyond this being an easy entry point into Russian territory. If we return to this map, and that is we have a railway leading all the way up to the border. So Ukraine can rely on this railway to bring in logistics, supplies, manpower, ammunition, fuel, what have you, all the way to this town, and then unload it to trucks and move all the supplies they need via the highways to the front line, which uh, includes grabbing this town. So Ukraine will more than likely push out and grab this Russian border town as well, and securing this area here so that they can utilize the highways and this railroad to bring in all the supplies they need and bring it to the front line so that they can make a final push on Glushkovo. Ukraine is also, if we take a look at the other mappers, pushing hard along a railroad, or the railroad as it keeps going east. Kid in the background. And if you follow that railroad, it reaches this town and eventually keeps on going right up to Snagost. So potentially Ukraine is trying to follow this railroad to coming behind the Russian forces around Snagost. We'll see if they pull that off or if that is what they are trying to achieve. But I do believe that the first obstacle will be this town. Ukraine may be able to push up all the way to this town, but this is where Russia will mount a defense, is my guess. Let's see if we can see what the name is. What the hell? Here we go. Glushkovo? Glushkovo. Another Glushkovo with a W instead of a V. Okay. So this is where Russia will mount their defense as Ukraine is pushing along this highway, this railroad. So yeah, there you have it. That is why Ukraine made this move, because they can bring in logistics this way and they can drive straight for Glushkovo. And over here, Russia has moved along the highway through Snagos towards Lyubimovka because they want this intersection, because that will cut a lot of supplies heading north and will make it difficult for Ukraine to hold on to this territory up here. And here you have Noel reports and ISW, and as you can see, Noel reports has Veseloye well and truly in Ukrainian control, as well as does the ISW team. So it appears as if Ukraine is only 5-6 kilometers from Glushkovo on these two maps at least. So yeah, that's it. I just wanted to try out that other feature, and basically the end of the video. So no clue how this will turn out. Hopefully it works. So as always, I hope you found it interesting and that I'll see you in the next one. Go på marsch, Ukraine. Give them hell.